Be put to the test by Guild over on the attack. Look at the push early from TENSTAR. Nelo, of course, can TP out after one shot. And that shot lands square in the head of Smurfette. A clean kill to kick off the pistol.
I've already seen this once today where Guild win their opponent's map choice dominantly and then struggle on their own. We'll see if it's going to be more of the same. Maybe not. Great work from Cinnamon. That second shot never really should have been. The C's from Kim, though, has made things that little bit more difficult. Done well with her Fade utility thus far. However, the plant will be coming through, and there's not much they can do about that.
No, that is undeniable. But they'll still look to deny the round victory. Roxy. Now they'll certainly look to under. He was waiting for it, still swung on a little too quickly. Nest the last alive. Prowler seeking her out, and it's found. Oh, that's so terrible. The smoke providing a little bit of uncertainty, but not enough for the round win. TENSTAR coming out on top 1-0 as they take the pistol.
Yeah, I believe that's all three pistols going their way, so it wasn't the deciding factor in the last map, that's for sure. And actually, 3 rifle purchase alongside a couple of pistols. This is much more put into the round. And well, Anya with a wonderful shot to start. Already a gun on the ground.
And it's recovered as well into the hands of Smurfette. We've seen many a Marshall shot land. With 1:20 on the clock, a push out of clock. It's brave, it's ambitious, and it's punished as well. Damage done to Sliicyy is significant, 50 HP. Those sheriffs becoming quite deadly. And Guild have the advantage to work with. I mean,
Cinnamon. Look at where Cinnamon is. She's behind them. If the rest of the team are just patient, they basically win this round. But instead, the spike's been dropped in mid. And they're re-aggressing. I feel like just waiting here would have been enough. Cinnamon had so much ground. Eventually, she's going to get spotted, but at this point, well, the element of surprise is gone.
Kim's tucked in the box, though. Cinnamon is a 1v1 on this angle. See, it's a little too quick. A third kill, securing a round that should have been theirs from the get-go. In the end of the day, Guild have done a lot of damage in this round, but
getting lost in the moment. As you said, they still did an awful lot of damage. And okay, Smurf, you can see the reason she wants to be on this agent. The level of comfort that she has on that Turkish jet. Well, the spam battle has definitely not gone the way of Klar. Down to just 22 HP, and well, her teammate Sia is not much better off.
This could prove to be a tough position for Sia. Forced out by the utility straight into them, but look at the return. TENSTAR blind spams and a nade down. And the result is damage greater than Guild had put on the board thus far. Cinnamon low, Nest stripped of any shields, and this team forced to look elsewhere for their advantages. I mean, TENSTAR, they got 40 seconds left on the clock. Whether they even want to play the retake on B or not, I mean, you can stack up on A, but that Prowler didn't see anyone. So now you start to think the hits coming in elsewhere. The A stack weakens slightly. Sliicyy has to make the difference, and well, she's turned away at the wrong moment. The drop was heard, and now Guild steal back the advantage the low HP player dealt with. And so this becomes quite a tough clutch back for TENSTAR.
And Nelo, for starters, needs to find a gun, and that's exactly what she's done. After plant, actually not going to be a bad one, mainly because you've got Roxy's utility to delay initially, but you've also got a paranoia. Not something you're ever really going to expect this late into the round. Also something unlikely to be read, already utilizing the turret and the one-way to just make things a little bit more awkward in that battle. And they can almost set up into this one, the aggressive push through. Well, they don't even need to wait for that after plant to happen. Eventually.
No doubt that orb on A main is what she's looking for. Beginning this round by getting a showstopper online would be invaluable.
Seems early. Some pressure put into mid. Again, it just seems like in every round, Smurfette is used as the tip of the spear. Almost gives me reminders of the old school mech. Hoping that she can take that space, do the damage, and while Nelo is instead going to find that opener. Goes back for a little bit more and has doubled up as well. This operator has been fierce in the early stages of the round. Smurfette, though.
Here.
Oh, the timing's everything. But she's not looking in the right direction, not realizing what spot she's got to, and does she still expect him to be here? That's the real question. Instead, going hunting in, but doesn't realize that she's so far forward. Ness, however, has managed to catch her out.
Spike retrieved, site retrieved. This
Gimme.
is a clean one for Guild. The lurk in mid, getting some precious information, hearing those steps towards main. Even though they'll
Spike planted.
only be certain that there's one player moving here at this point, that would be the Rays. KO flash rang through as well. They're all looking in this direction. It's the only point that they can come from anymore. And there's Showstopper committed. That's a big commitment. Clag gets a result for it. Some damage done.
Enemy remaining.
Smurfette's that little bit lower for it, but with an op in hand, it's hard to contest with. The defuse leaves her open, leaves her vulnerable. Sia steps inside the cloudburst though. So close and around the edge. Swapping places. Smurfette's caught out. Sia's clutched it with more than enough time. TENSTAR pick up a third.
Absurdly close rounds. The showstopper entry back into the site, and more important, been as close as it was.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't manage to have the showstopper online for whatever reason, you don't find that kill on the market. The damage that Clad did after was massive, and this time around, she'll start the round with the same. A nade through, taking a frag as quick as can be. And this team of Guild struggling to find any way back in. The Blade Storm updraft denied. As they check mid, it's clear.
Oh, well, this is just a nasty angle from Nelo. I don't know why anybody would expect this, but hey, not going to hit the shot anyway. You can see instantly it's going to be a move back to almost not give these fights over. A rotational operator has been sublime. Every single time a new position, every single time catching someone. And while Guild are just almost trying to work out where she's going to go to next.
Oh, back towards short was the right call. They've still got smokes to work with. So I doubt we're going to see an angle actually available, although it hasn't gone up just yet. They're getting close to crossing. Going venturing. Nelo's been spotted. Dealing with her, a different thing altogether. Blade Storm not going to connect, and now they've got to cross her. The headhunter out. The swing, ambitious. I mean, that was desperation. Sia being alone on site now. Completely isolated as they look to flood in. 10 seconds left though, but needs to come through now, and Sia might just have won it. On the time alone, Smurfette will struggle to drop. She doesn't go for the spike, and that means the round is over and done with. What a fantastic position from Sia. A snake in the grass, picking her time to strike. And it was a deadly blow dealt to the leaders of Guild, now 4-1 behind.
Ever since Nelo's had this operator in play. Lots of utility used early though. Try and force players back, and well, no surprise, just as in the previous rounds, you're looking at Smurfette as that tip of the spear, and Nelo, right place, right time.
Another well-landed shot. This time, the repositioning not playing a role. Could see she was sticking around, still is for now, holding main, waiting for that little bit of information to be sought. The shot rings out. No victim this time, and when she goes to peek again, Cinnamon had set up the attack side operator. Now coming through for the victory. The star down. And this is interesting with the nade and the Gravwell. They can't get to site without suffering a lot of damage. Roxy's just about made it across. The rest of the team was delayed and now spammed on the way through.
Nightfall in her back pocket, and all 4 players coming in from the same position. If this is utilized right, it could get very scary indeed. Even just a lucky shot could do more than enough, but in fact, no, it's going to be missed. Anya, however, has found them, and there the Nightfall goes through. Anya's doing everything from the back of the site. Sia does trade a couple back, and it's left on to Sliicyy. First kill goes her way, but Anya has been deadly thus far, and she's going to close it as well. A second round on the board for Guild. Again, it seems like whenever this team needs a miracle, whenever this team...
No timeout for them. Content, but Let's see if they're ready for this. A push down from Cloud detected now. The reveal up and outside was fantastic. I mean, it's gotten them a stack towards A, but this site was where they were looking to play retake. At least I thought so. Sia has gone into the side, and the spray isn't good. The trade by pure chance with Kim taking down Smurfette, but the other players are free to cross to the site uninhibited. They will grab a plant now.
Spike planted.
Unless something unfortunate happens with this smoke fade. Oh, it does. Ness is down. That advantage not held onto by Gil.
Well, even still, though, Anya hasn't been cleared and just seems to be hitting everything over the last couple of rounds. Oh, they're going to go for the res. Not really going to be able to deny her on it. And well, straight away, Roxy goes down. It was looking like it was going to be an attempted clutch round from Guild, but in the end, a little bit anticlimactic.
Did Claude just martyrdom someone? This level of energy throughout the next 20, 30 minutes, all these players spotted, except Anya. Oh, well, she was as well. The reveal hadn't kept up with her. Oh, that's not pretty.
See, there's so many low players, but just the first two openers going in that direction. Kim desperately just hoping for a trade. Even a single trade here would be great. And well, there you go. Claw's going to find one of them. Sia's positioning. Oh, she could get a multi-frag. They're all lining up for her, and already two go her way. The third one, it doesn't matter. She doesn't need it. Kim is going to re-aggress instead, and what was a two-player advantage initially for Guild, well, it's a two deficit.
Roxy's close. Expected, calculated for. There were two players on that. The spray of the agent sticking the spike inside the molly. Topical. Someone's changed up their decals. For such an important round, it's a decent pace out of Guild. Looking to take the fight to them much quicker than TENSTAR are probably used to. Much quicker than they've seen so far. 110 on the clock, and that short push has already come through like two waves of utility. That barrel would have been seen. Roxy knows her timing is good. She doesn't know about the second player. Luckily, she lives to tell the tale. And with a pick towards B, they might set their sights on the site immediately. That ultimate confirming that they might be back in boat house, but you won't expect Sia to be in main necessarily.
It's actually going to be there much quicker than expected. Definitely going to be able to catch one off guard. You'd expect. Oh, too many targets. Didn't choose the right one, it seems. Kim, well, left just trying to make this one costly. The problem is, a lot of these rounds have been so desperately close, or even with the ecos doing quite a bit of damage, she kind of needs to hold on to the gun. Like, normally with this sort of lead, you'd expect that her going down would be irrelevant to the purchase of the next round, but you look at what's across the board for her teammates, it is not a pretty sight. Almost losing that battle to Smurfette. And now, knowing where she is, paranoia into the corner, she is going to get hunted down, or so you'd think. Still, taking a lot of players with her, it's not bad.
For coming into this one, TENSTAR, very weak weapons across the board. Any damage they can get done here, they'll be rewarded for thanks to their efforts in the previous.
Look at the stack up. The read here is very good. Now, bear in mind, on the other side of this is the spike. If they can catch Ness, this round could fall apart, but they've shied away from it. Understandable. A lot of the time, you're not going to go that far forward again. But looking at Sia, she has had a great game so far, and a kill onto Roxy here could gift her a gun, and more importantly, keep that control. All going to come down to timing, and I think the timing might be against her. The peek from Roxy might have just put this to bed, but Claw has found another. They're making this competitive.
Not quite keeping the numbers even, keeping them in their favor. TENSTAR with the advantage now. The weaponry obviously will apply a bit of a debuff there, but they've even gotten an upgrade on the Claw thanks to the kill they just found, so it's not the end of the world. That lockdown, though, going to cost them a lot of time. Going to break through a bit of ground here, catch some of these opening duels, and well, it's not going too poorly. Down below, Cinnamon. Oh, so close. The headshot, but the wall has protected them. But they're held so low, though. How do they drop? How do they find these fights successfully? Just one bullet needed on each front, and they'll eventually find their mark. 4 rounds for Guild. They have fought themselves.
They can win this one. They still get the half that they probably deserve. And well, I'm seeing Nelo. I'm seeing an operator. I'm thinking she might be getting an opening pick here.
Don't be so sure. Nelo on short, far away from the action. It looks like the Blade Storm of Smurfette. Tip of that spear may be... Whoa!
Down B.
That is outrageous. The spray transfer onto the second, both of which were ready for the push. And guarding the spike as well. The hope of this round now fleeting. What a deadly blow.
Oh, Sia's gone down. So is Nelo. This, again, it seems to happen so often when TENSTAR just have an inherent advantage and then it slips away. But Sliicyy still here, still kicking. Does blind up Smurfette, takes the angle back from her. Oh, Roxy trying her best to isolate the duel. I don't really see a way that she gets away with both. And somehow she did! She snapped back to Kim. Clear. A TENSTAR because they had many opportunities to win rounds over the last few. And they're allowing Guild to claw their way back into this. And even half after the start they had, unacceptable.
Here.
A harrowing thought for TENSTAR that they can end up neck and neck at the halftime. Have a chance to do something about that. Smurfette caught inside a mid, but nothing to be followed through on. TENSTAR playing an information game.
Here.
A little bit of a bait.
Oh.
They're ready to pop a flash afterwards, have a big swing. Once that smoke was gone, they'd spotted players.
It's gonna peek out. It's a bit of a labored battle, but TENSTAR have come out on top. Spike being retrieved. Jess can basically maneuver anywhere, and you're just gonna walk the smoke. An audacious attempt. Maybe assuming that there'd be no one there at this stage of the round, but I don't know what that was based off of. It's probably the fight in mid being witnessed. Roxy now needs to go huge again, and while she's going to win that first battle, she's going to try and TP in towards the site, have a chance for that plant, and while Clara's going to have the information that it is going to be this side of the map.
Satchel out. 10 seconds
Satchel not going to catch them either. They're planting over towards the generator. Up goes the nano swarm. And a bit of time bought. Ooh, watch it with that turret now. Okay, yeah, close the door. All good, all good. Oh, we have a player up in heaven for certain this time, and that info is spotted. Roxy, 35 HP, uses the flash to peek. Down goes the ulti, and the time now against the defenders. They've got to drop, and as they do, Roxy drops them. An absolutely gorgeous round. You said she had to go huge, Tom. You're goddamn right she did. 6-6 at the...
Well, probably not level, unless they're going to win their first pistol, which hasn't really gone great thus far.
Heartbreaking for TENSTAR. I mean, a team that was stopped in the semifinals by Na'Vi. A team that looks incredible right now. I'm going to drop down here. They've done well so far, but now they're facing elimination. And that's 6-6, a map down on their attack. And it's Roxy dealing that opening blow. Clara and Sliicyy low. They're taken down, but there seems to be a response. Still, TENSTAR not ready to give up. And so Cinnamon is left alone. A 1 versus 3. And it seems TENSTAR have done enough to find that pistol here and now.
Wow. Guild, again, they're about to be 0 for 4 in pistol rounds, so they have not gone their way, but it didn't stop them winning the last map. And I don't know if it'll stop them winning this one. TENSTAR are giving themselves the best possible road, as long as they don't slip up and let Cinnamon find a way back in, but I just don't see a way. Utility gone. Not going to be back online by the time the spike goes off. Oh, she's just lined them up, though! A collapse. Probably not realizing the last player's there, but she's going to spot her out.
One bullet.
That time is ticking. She needs to try and get it to half as a minimum. Just going to go at least further along, but she's running out of bullets. Just needs to try and stick it all the way, and it isn't going to happen. Oh, it was damn close to being the first pistol round.
That last map, they didn't win the map. It's tough to lose a game where you win both pistols. Well, they're on track to do it again, with the lead only being by that one round. Here, though, there's no force buy from Guild. And that's going to be a big, big difference maker.
And the thing is, a lot of the time, they still seem to do an awful lot with the pistols. Even if they don't buy into it. The one time they did buy, they won the round. Every other time, they've still made it very costly, like dropping a couple of guns. And that's the thing, that's fine if you go for the rifles and the pistol, but they're not doing that. They're buying into every single player. Already being spotted, a lot of information garnered for the side of Guild, and gonna have to rotate away. Deep control held from Ness, but she only has a classic. Like, I don't really know what you can expect from her here.
I have a feeling she'll make you eat those words.
Oh, for God's sake.
Already won.
Oh, no! No!
Right click.
Oh, I can't. I actually can't believe it.
Stop it.
No, stop. That was that was almost a collab for Anya, by the way.
It's only a
That was
classic,
Kim
Tom.
standing.
Three of them are just on target. It's like an aimbot. Oh, I love the classic, man. 8-6. Good damage done. The opportunity here to follow through on it. Good damage again, but they're going to follow through on the kills. That's Cinnamon's job. Already in for 3. The classic out for 4. That's how we finish the round. Just.
And while we're at it, talking of copyright, let's add Zesh to the Teletubby.
Yep. Can't see any issues with that.
That'll be the next champion song. Just him singing the Teletubbies theme. For anybody wondering, I have lost the plot at this point.
Yeah.
And if you weren't here earlier, it didn't make sense then either.
Well, Tom, I mean, we're pushing up on 10 hours being around, so, you know, these things happen. Or 9 hours, even. Oh! Nelo. Nice stuff. Oh, the start there for Guild. They've got the rifles. They're looking to repeat the success of the previous round. And, well, they have really run headfirst into a brick wall on that one.
Yeah, the thing is, 5v3s for TENSTAR never seem to be easy. Luckily, well, I was going to say they're walking into nothing, but they are walking into all of the utility of Roxy. I don't know what she can hope to do here. She's going to break the door just to give them easy access back through, but it's a part of me that wonders if just holding onto the weaponry would be worth it, or even just playing for the exits. Making sure that they're not just going to throw weapons into the wind, because getting back into this B site, not easy at all.
Yeah, it can be easy to look at these situations and feel very much like going for a hero play. But the reality is, dropping weapons on their side, it's worthwhile if they wanted to play for that. But going for anything more aggressive than that right now, I mean, you are better off tending to the crop that's already sown, and the rounds being 9-7. Most likely at this point, if they're forced down to an eco, TENSTAR could run away with the map. Instead, we've ended up with this halfway between saving and trying for the exit on Roxy. She's been shut down. 2 rifles carried forward, though. Still going to be enough for a convincing buy.
They go along, more resilient. Coal into diamond, and already Anya's going to get a little bit of early info. Seemingly wary of being rushed down, but it's already a fall off and a slow push through mid instead.
I mean, Guild are hearing everything going on. They're seeing nothing with the turret in B main. Confident to play the retake for B, and that's all they need to stack up in the right place. Ult thrown through. Smurfettes up close. The CQB fight going Guild's way. And look at the idea here from TENSTAR, up and around, wrapping behind their opponent, sending this defense into
Do they see Ness?
They haven't, not yet. Now they have, but the trade is instant.
Spike down A.
Oh, but Roxy's got the spike. They have to have an idea that she could be up here. And actually, that smoke is clever. I was thinking that they maybe look to surround it, but that wouldn't benefit her at all. But she's found that it's still there.
30 seconds left.
And actually going to get caught up by the utility. Good work from the side of TENSTAR. They've been able to steal it, and actually, she's almost just delayed herself. As said, in this map, she has been a different beast, but can she find anything in the clutch? Straight through, spotting the other player out, gets the kill onto Sia, and it is going to be the Nightfall. She's going to look to try and stick it, but Kim on the swing has given them double digits, a 10th, and a
That light has been lit underneath the attacking side. Kla leading the charge again. One away from her ult. KO on the other side, awaiting them. Knife already used up, and Kla might just get this orb. Oh, it wasn't Kla. Was that Kim that took it?
I don't know. Maybe. Are you looking to spread the wealth a little bit? Oh, a chance for Anya, but shot missed and opportunity gone, it seems. Whoever stack up on this A side, though. And the read from TENSTAR is not a great one at this point in time. Knife might have even spotted a couple of players and will likely hold off any sort of rotation, even setting up a paranoia, and with Smurfette in this site, that Bladestorm could ruin their day.
Oh, they're flashed up, but the shots don't land. And now Smurfette has no more blades to go to, not while that knife had landed. Anya, double kill in with the Marshal. She's doing well for Guild, keeping them with an advantage. Shot landed by Cinnamon, and it's not spotted. Undetected for the double. What an absolute disaster. TENSTAR did everything right. They set Guild back to an eco. But apparently with the pistols in hand, they're a different beast altogether.
How do they do this so often? Like, I'm genuinely perplexed by just how good they are. It's like the risks that they take in these rounds are always correct. Like, every single time. I don't get it. I do. They've got an exceptional in-game leader, but I don't get how it's just so consistent. That's the thing that's impressive about it. And then just the players in the moment being able to just make these small adaptations of their positions, like Ness going back to short, using the lockdown. That's the thing. I think over the last few days, over the last few months, the amount I have smack talk lockdown as an ultimate, because it sucks. So easy to destroy. But the way that Roxy uses it in eco rounds, it's just so successful at just causing havoc, and then they capitalize off the havoc. It's really impressive. And while, okay, majority ults online is definitely going to help out TENSTAR a bit, but you've just given the biggest boost of economy possible over to Guild and completely flipped any sort of momentum.
I will say it's always a different ballgame as well, playing the Killjoy in a map like this versus something like Haven. You know there's going to probably be a breach on the other side with most teams, and then it's not so easy. But a map like this, even with a breach, you might struggle to destroy it on A if you're a B player and so on, like this.
They still have a raise and a KO, though.
It's true. It's true, yeah.
They've got a lot to be able to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not quite as easy, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I think breach, you can sort of, oh, there's an ult over there, let me get ready and do it now. Whereas with a KO, you better be ready on that lineup in the right position. If you're out of position, unlucky, you're gone. Then for Raze, often using that nade up early. This time, struggling to even fire off her ultimate. A nade from Anya, all that's needed to take care of her, and TENSTAR lose a massive asset right away.
Two ults already committed, probably a third in the form of the Tour de Force. They are throwing everything in terms of their ult economy into this round. Roxy is looking for a timing, but no, Sia was waiting. The trade's coming back thick and fast, and they are going the way of Guild. It's left all onto Sia. Try and do it again. Smoke taken aback. Position being watched for. She needs an instant kill and she will have it. Looking for more, but it will be Smurfette to deny. No clutch this time, and as said...
Gonna go for a bit of an investment. I'll have a rifle and a Spectre, some pistols.
I'll find you.
Really, it's Sia keeping that rifle, that you want to be the one throwing out the damage for the team. She's the one holding down mid instead as the pistols close in the distance. Oh, that was a stylish shot from Smurfette, but not one that's landed. That costs. Well, it potentially gives Nelo the operator.
Roxy's left somewhat alone, but the rotation's in thick and fast. Ooh, not the prettiest. And well, eventually Nelo is going to put another in the grave. An ace needed for her to clutch this one out. And actually, she's caught Ness without a gun in hand. Switching between to her knife, expecting the battle as well. And again, it comes down to one. And you can see the frustration on the cam. That's back-to-back rounds that have come down to a single individual left on that guild side. But if they keep winning these rounds, they are not going to care.
Well, the silver lining being they missed the operator and didn't manage to save that, so it's a very costly round. And for what they came into it with, that's certainly a success. But no doubt Nelo is going to be, well, as you said, frustrated. You could see it in the cam, losing out on that ace. Just the one more needed. But anyways, they end up equalized. As we said, though, the damage could still be very much worthwhile. Could play a huge role as coming into this round, if TENSTAR win, there's a possibility that Guild are missing some things to fight for it. Ness in trouble. She's got support coming though. Smurfette pushing up on short. So they've ended up coming out of that with the advantage with the spike, but not with short control. Sliicyy had crept up and in. This is a disaster here for Guild if they lose out of the control. Like, that spike should be retrieved at this point. Anya's hurt both players, and she's ready. Always another player waiting around the corner.
She's trying to push Kim back, and she's done just that. 11 rounds now for Guild. The climb back is real just again. As said, they always come alive in the fourth quarter. The second it gets towards the end of the game, their players just become beasts. And unfortunately, TENSTAR starting to crumble. The map choice of Guild, their defensive side being ever strong. Both pistols going the way of TENSTAR. Even still, that might not be enough.
That's the problem, right? This is what we've seen. Guild strong in the late quarters of those halves, and now TENSTAR are deep in their territory on their map. They've lost the lead that they'd held onto for so long now. Guild win this. The economy is in the dumps for TENSTAR. It's now or never for the attackers. They're stalled out going for the B main take. They'll spread and look for the control, but they have to use a lot of utility to even get out and peek middle. You know, worried about a lot of these angles that an op could be posted up on still as they creep their way through. It looks like they will be able to get to market and push a split onto these B players. That's a lot of info. Oh! And they've ran into the crossfire. Ran into Clan. That's never a good idea.
And Nightfall going to be used maybe just as a delay tactic. Try and slow them down a little bit. The TP actually goes into the back of sight though. And I think that's going to be the call to just rotate away. Or at least try and fake it. They got a Nightfall of their own though, but this would give the game away. Trying to sneak their way through. Cinnamon's actually avoided it. It's how much she could take with her, and the answer is absolutely nothing. They know that Ness is here. The spam doesn't manage to find a single kill. The flash, she's avoided it, but already just seeing how much she can do, and the answer is nothing. TENSTAR on, and the answer is absolutely nothing. They know that Ness is here. The spam doesn't manage to find a single kill. The flash, she's avoided it, but already just seeing how much she can do, and the answer is nothing. TENSTAR answer back, and it has to be a save. No way Smurfette goes for this, especially with an op in her hand.
Yeah, she might have a bit of cash to play with, but that off is far too valuable to commit to a 1v4 where they have a showstopper to play back on. It's a great name. That's not quite what she was looking for. Trying to play games with the wall, you know, get the nade to land over it just in time so it makes no noise. Pops out of the wall and just, boom, you're dead. Saginated herself and looked a bit silly, but they'll get out of here exiting with all their weapons. The most important thing being that 11th round. This was TENSTAR back against the rope. Lose this round and, well, that's it. It's done for with no cash to invest in the next. Instead, They've set things straight, set them even again.
Just looking at the position of Smurfette, looking ready. Try and take some sort of brawl. Oh, it's a little bit awkward though. Instead, I think 3 players now being noted. I'd be surprised to see TENSTAR really challenge this angle. In fact, they're going searching elsewhere. Mid control picked up fairly quickly, and the Prowler will give the game away a little bit. Question is, how much can Smurfette get here? Oh no! That was for free. It looked like an easy kill for her, but it's nothing.
It's always the easy ones that you whiff. An extra player now haunting the mid presence. The rest of TENSTAR moving towards this B site. A late play out through middle. Timing of this, of Kim coming out, I believe she may just have jump spotted them and decided against it. The full rapid rotation to B is the call. It's all about this mid control for Guild. They know that Nelo is here. They know that it has to be this corner that's occupied, and they have sectioned that off perfectly. The only problem is Roxy is very much alone.
She's had some fantastic moments so far, but it might not be her time to shine. Instead, it's Anya. A double on the swing back through, and Sia, 36 health. 1, in fact. She still manages to take Ness with her, looking to try and fight this back tooth and nail, but not happening. 12 met by Guild.
For every single point, every step of the way. As we said, elimination on the line. TENSTAR facing that possibility head on right now.
Careful here.
They're on the back leg. Victory in regulation no longer possible. And a loss here, well, that's defeat in regulation. That's Guild walking away with it, knocking them out of the tournament. Everything to play for.
Where are you?
Not everything to play with. Some weaknesses here, but the tour de force of Nelo could be the deciding factor if Guild were willing to make the mistake of peeking ranged angles. But look at them. They're holding a long, and other than that, everybody is tucked in.
Minute left on the clock for them to make their move.
There.
As you mentioned, passive holds, bar that one aggressive spot towards A, but that alone is enough knowledge that it's likely not going to be a hit towards this A site, although as they start to rotate back, this gets dangerous. Cinnamon still peeking into mid, timing going to be everything, and Sliicyy has picked her. Also a problem now for Smurfette. Double back around, she could support Ness. The one-way working out wonderfully. And Claude looking for a prey, trying to find that player, but instead her teammates done the work. In fact, everybody getting dropped, even the res coming through. Anya now needing to pull off some crazy shots, and the first one's not bad.
Essentially crowd control ult Anya on the second. Could be suspicious of a player to her right, and the numbers evened. Oh, now she knows. Even more dangerous as the flash goes out. Claw not able to follow through with much more. Anya surely 3 kills already. But Claw is waiting, 36 HP. Anya doesn't know where she is. Now she does, though, again, identifying that problem. 11 health as she wraps around Ring-a-Rosie, the clock, the ultimate enemy here for the defense, and Claw will find the kill, confirming another overtime here as we reach round 24 and we surpass it.
Overtime.
Positive points from that first half, if she can do it again.
On a day it's been for both of these teams.
There.
The path in front of them, either another map after this overtime, or for TENSTAR it ends here. Seems the TENSTAR have the right read. 4 players on this side of the map. Heavy stack up. Stars waiting as they make their way through. Still a nade to work with here for Claw. Utility on its way. There's the nade. In hand, fired through. They've already left. They've started to pull back. This seems to be a ruse. With so many players here, though, when TENSTAR see nothing on the other side, how long will they stay in position?
It's patient. Once again, 40 seconds left, and Nelo is primed and ready. Doesn't seem like there's any util here. They're going to line up. She's going to come away with 2. Elation on her face as well, because now the spike is dropped in a horrific position. They're not even looking to retrieve it. They're trying to get vengeance, it seems. Anger maybe pursuing this operator. And the thing is, they don't have the time. It doesn't even matter at this stage. 15 seconds. They're juggling guns around, but what's the point? They don't have the spike.
10 seconds left.
Well, that is a bit of an oversight.
Player standing.
Unless they all run in here trying to deny the spike plant. Now they'll realize they don't need to. 13 to 12. I mean,
Here.
It seems like Guild want to try fight fire with fire, but they have been forced back. The knife might give them a little bit of info at least as to where this play is coming from. And in fact, TENSTAR looking more than happy to double down. Orb will be retrieved. Sliicyy, player to take it. After that, just doubling back. The Prowler's going to clear all of this out, though. But that space can be reclaimed, and with a double up on short, a bit of an unorthodox setup, there could be a nasty spanner in the works here. Oh!
and he's got the nade to delay, allow the rotation. Her teammate coming through. Cinnamon, after popping some util, just bails on out. Opening duel goes their way. Gil finding 2, finding 3.
Oh.
The advantages keep on stacking up for this defensive side, and TENSTAR now halted in their push and executed in mid. A flawless response from Guild, who pushed us to another OT.
Let's see if Gil can change that.
Another decently slow start as they just fight from separate parts of map control. Orb taken by Cinnamon. We had seen this before. I commented on earlier how Kim had taken the ulti from the plant, or no, actually the orb, excuse me, outside of A main, when we had 3 players who were 1 away from ult.
Bring them down.
Preference of Nightfall for so many teams. Flash used up for nothing and already smoked the cross. Guild making sure that they don't face off against that. The only problem here is the spike is crossing mid super late, but it doesn't look like it's going to be an issue.
Made it past. Timing is going to be everything. They clear her though. Already removing 1 from the equation. Still have to look for Sia on the site, who has managed to avoid them many a time and again. She strikes from the depths of the site. Already using the Cosmic Divide. Okay, she's caught. Actually, a teammate dropped at the same time. This was looking like a done deal, seeming like she'd done enough. The only issue now is time. They're going to get this plant in. Smoke's just used to shroud the vision. They've got it down without too many problems. Roxy with another absurd round, but it comes to the 1v1. Ness against Nelo.
She knows Nelo hasn't dropped just yet. The timing here, oh, it's sublime for Ness!
Ooh.
Coming out on top by 30 HP, a margin of 1 shot.
That was some Nats-esque style Astra play. That was impressive stuff from Seer and Smurf. Yeah, all right. Just decimating Nelo in the first few seconds of the round. The pace changed from TENSTAR as they look to try and wrap back in. But there's already paranoia down. Oh, what? How has Roxy managed to win that battle? In fact, they're winning every battle. Not killing her might be the problem, and now Kim has to pull off a clutch of her own, and it isn't going to happen. It is done. Guild in OT in the late rounds again are going to continue to march through this lower bracket, and they will wait until tomorrow evening to fight once again versus the loser of the upper bracket match. They are